Right about now, you're probably thinking, hey Brett, I got all those onions on that griddle. And you're also probably thinking, hey Brett, what in the world are you doing to that very flat pan of beef? Well, to answer your first question, I'm prepping to make White Castle burgers. To answer your second question, I'm prepping to make Krystal burgers. So what exactly is the difference between White Castle and Krystal burgers? I'll be honest, I don't really know. But I do know this. They are delicious little sliders and they are made a very specific way. So, stick around and we'll get to cooking. So I'm gonna do the onions a little different than the way they do at Krystal and White Castle. I'm gonna do them kind of animal style, like In-N-Out. If you're not familiar with animal style, basically you grill it in mustard. So I'm gonna give us just a nice little squeeze here. And we'll go ahead and get that all mixed into our onions for while they grill. We'll also hit them with our essentials, our salt, pepper, and accent. We don't want these onions to dry out too much because, you know, they gotta steam through the burgers. So do this quickly, okay? Speaking of which, our burgers are nice and frozen. I'll show you those in just a sec. But first, spread these onions out nice and evenly. So here we've got our burger patties. They're on a sheet here. As you can see, I cut them into little pretty even squares with the little divots in the middle. These divots are so that the steam can rise through the patties and cook the meat with that onion steam. I've already taken care of a couple, but basically you want to break them apart like this so that you have individual patties. See? Just like that. Our next step, we're going to turn this heat right back up to full blast and we're going to start laying our patties down right on top of the onions. For our buns, we're using King's Hawaiian sweet rolls because perfect size and also they're the best. And the way we're gonna handle these, we're gonna cut them right in half. Obviously don't cut toward your hand like I just did, that's dumb. And then we're gonna take the bottom half and set it right on top of the patty there. But obviously don't throw away these top halves. Now I'm gonna try a little experiment today. Half of these are gonna be with just the buns on top, but half of them I wanna put some weight down just to see if it affects it at all. So I'm gonna put this cast iron burger press on top of those first 6, and the next 6 will just steam as they are. And now we play the waiting game. These are gonna grill until those patties are cooked. So just try to be a bit patient and let those onions do their thing. All right, guys, these top buns are hot, so I'm gonna quickly grab them and throw them into this big bowl I got here, but they've got some steam as well. Whew, from those onions. Well, as you can see, I didn't even need to scoop it. This one decided to come up on its own. However, I will lay it back down because I want to get it with all of those onions there. I think I can turn the heat off because these guys are cooked all the way through and we don't want these onions to burn. Buns to the side. So here we go, we're gonna get our first 2 here, just scoop right under these onions. Right underneath them. And pick these bad boys up. And we're just gonna lay the plate right on top and give them a flip. And look at that, we've got some nice caramelized onions. There's a little bit of burn on them, but I like them that way. Throw them right back on top. Look at that, plenty of onion. And before we put on those top buns, we also need a little bit of cheese. Traditionally speaking, we're using American. I got white American. Now, as you can see, these are a little big for these, so I'm just gonna kind of fold it in quarters. And one is maybe a little bit small, but it'll be fine. And we're gonna add just a dot more mustard on these buns. Throw them on top, and our sliders are done. They're ready. This is the non-griddled one. Well, non-smashed one. Speaking of which, woo! Look at those. Let's go ahead and take 2 of these off and flip them over here too. Just look at that. Two more slices of cheese here. 2 more steamed buns with just a dot of mustard right on top. So we've got pressed and non-pressed. I think it's time we give these a shot. Now, as you guys can see, I have a guest here to help me taste these tasty little burgers. And I'll show you. This is the one that was pressed with the griddle. This is the one that was not pressed. I have one here that was pressed and one that was not pressed as well. They're hot right now. You ready to get to it?
Okay.
I say we go for the not pressed one first. What do you think?
All right. I'll follow you.
You're gonna follow my lead? That's dangerous. Okay, so these don't have any ketchup or anything like that. It's just the mustard, grilled onions, and the beef and the cheese. And I'll stop talking. What do you think?
I like it. I like the bread that you're using. What is it?
You've never had King's Hawaiian sweet rolls? These are King's Hawaiian sweet rolls, which are pretty much the best bread ever.
Okay.
And they make amazing buns, especially for little sliders like this.
So I really like. I mean, this is perfect. I wouldn't add anything. I like the mustard.
Really?
It's enough.
So no ketchup?
No.
You wouldn't add like a pickle? Okay, that's good to know.
I really like it. Maybe extra cheese, but just that.
I have more cheese.
Okay.
So the difference between the two is that one just sat on the grill as it was. This one was pressed with a burger press while it grilled. So you can see the bottom here is a little more flat.
Okay.
Like that, because it had a little bit of weight on it while it steamed.
Wait, but do you think the flavor will be different?
That's what I'd like to know. If you think it makes any difference. I don't know. I don't know if it will, or if it did, but I want to know if it seems like it made any difference.
Okay.
So let's see. What do you think? I think the meat's a little hotter.
Yeah, and I like that more. Also, I think that meat is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a little bit, I mean, it's all pressed. Like,
Yeah.
I like this one more. I don't think there's a difference in flavor, but I like it.
Yeah, it does a little something just like with a smash burger. So I guess this is like the smash version of the Krystal / White Castle burger, and it's really good. They're very close though. If you don't have a burger press, don't sweat it. They're both really good. So I definitely recommend you try this at home. What do you think?
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of extra effort because you do have to roll out the meat pretty evenly, and you have to freeze it, and then you have to press in those little holes. By the way, press the holes before you freeze it. Don't make that mistake.
So, what happens if you don't freeze it and you just do it?
You know, I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, this is great. I love it. But
I think if you don't freeze it, the patty will probably cook quicker, and maybe the onions won't be as caramelized. But then again, these got really caramelized, as you guys saw. I mean, here's a piece right here, and that is blackened, which, if you're like me, you actually like that with onions, but not everybody does.
Yeah, I really like this. I like the way that the onions are cooked. Yeah, very much.
They're really good, guys. They're really good. Give it a shot.
They are. I want another one.
You want? Which one? You want the smashed or the other one?
The smashed one.
Smashed one. Okay. I'm gonna try it with just a dot of ketchup. See if it makes a difference here. Better without the ketchup.
Really?
Yeah. No ketchup, guys. Maybe a tiny bit of mayonnaise if you want some extra richness, but the mustard is perfect. Anyway, guys, let's have a round of applause for our guest taster. And until next time, I'm some guy who cooks. So I'll see you around with more delicious burgers.